Dr. Biden, while you're in the process of trying to reform our education system, if you could leave a note to tell people to start teaching kids actual facts, because I, for one, am sick and tired of having to unlearn everything I learned in school. Salutations, friends. My name is Brianna Bond, otherwise known as No Ordinary Scholar, and if you're gonna go down in the comments and spit Bible verses at me, this isn't the place for you. This isn't the video for you. Goodbye. But if you are here, you are willing to learn, you have your ears open, let us go. Let us do this. I'd like to start off by giving my utmost apologies. I have always been firmly in the camp of gender identity, sexual orientation, all of that. You be you. You be you. The most important thing is for you to be happy and healthy. So if this is what makes you happy and healthy, if this is who you are, my bro, go for it. I don't apologize for that. I apologize for any time that someone came at me and said, but there are only two biological sexes. And I said, yes, but because it's not yes. Because that's wrong. Yes, that's fucking wrong. Because it's fucking wrong. And I thought that was right. And it wasn't until I was a fucking adult to find that out. Okay. So let's talk about things. There are two concepts that a lot of people like to use interchangeably, even though realistically they are not. And that is sex and gender. Sex is biological. Gender is identity. It is your characteristics, and it is, for the most part, it is a social construct. Looking at gender, science has acknowledged that there are a multitude of ways to define gender, not only based on a person's sexual orientation or a person's gender identity, but also based on your personality and how you fit into these gender roles. And something that just didn't hit me right until I heard Samantha Luck say it out loud when talking about transgender women in sports, and how some people are saying, oh, they're not built the same, they're gonna have an advantage. Even if you take all cisgendered women, not all of them are built the same. Not all of them are built for running. Not all of them are built for weightlifting. You can train and you can work hard and you can build up your skills, but at the same time, everyone in the world is built differently. Everyone is genetically different. Everyone has their genetic advantages, and so there's no way to truly even out the playing field. For example, let's say we're looking at a high school track team. This person has this class. They need to do way more homework, so they can't train as often as someone else does. This person has a home gym, so they can train even more than the next person that has to go to a public gym or has to wait and use the school gym. Stuff like that. These are all things that are going to impact your ability to complete the sport. It's not an even playing field. And especially, I watched Samantha's video. There are a lot of things that transgender women have to do and have to go through in order to even be able to participate in sports. I got super off track. All the story is gender fluid. I am probably a more masculine female than most because I would drop everything in my life anytime other than COVID. Like, let's pretend COVID didn't exist. I would drop everything in my life to play a pickup game of football. I am a more masculine female. That's fine. I would not really be considered a lady. I don't care. Hi, it's me from the editing desk. Just wanted to pop in and clarify that this is just me giving an example of how gender varies based on your personality traits and your personality characteristics, and how that is another way that people differ in their genders. That was gender. Now let's look at sex. And sex is biological. The biological attributes of yourself. And I just, like, the fury in my body when having done this research. Not even having done this research. I watched a video from Gender Fender Bender on Instagram, and I was so livid because, first and foremost, genes in the human body, an individual cell in the body can have sex genes that are different from the rest of the body to begin with, which is such a small thing, but it does just blow my mind that in general we are not 100% male, not 100% female to begin with, and yet there's so much hate for people that want to live around or outside of that. But what's really important here is that we acknowledge the existence of intersex people. People with sex organs, hormones, stuff of that sort, their biological attributes that differ from what is expected of this dichotomy. So you can have people that are born with the innards of a female, but the exterior parts of a male. You can have people that have hormone differences. Sometimes it's something you notice at birth, and sometimes it's something people don't find out until they're an adult because it is inside of them. The thing that frustrates is this isn't new information. This information has been around for a while. And what was the solution to finding out that the world is so much bigger than these two boxes we want to put it in? Forced surgery on these children to make them fit better in one of these boxes. Now, we have taken probably 2 steps forward since it was decided this was how people ideally wanted to handle someone that's intersex. Because when I was doing the research, I found a handful of articles that actually acknowledged these variations. But it's so frustrating to see the sneaky little way that the world has managed to perpetuate its hate, truly trying to hide the existence and ignore the existence of an entire group of people. It's easier to hide them. It's not like saying, hey, you're dark skinned, you're light skinned. That's something you can very easily see. This is harder. This would be more difficult because a lot of it is just their biology. A lot of it you just couldn't tell without a very intimate relationship with them. And the frustrating thing about it is this information is available. Science knows this. Science has acknowledged this. Science is acknowledged that there are many different sexes just based on the different variations that can be had with intersex people. And yet the efforts to try and correct the misinformation that is spread in every school telling you that there's males and females, or even just saying you can be cis male, cis female, trans female. Like, who does that benefit? Who does it benefit to keep the world ignorant? It doesn't benefit the people. You may say it's easier to teach kids there are 2 genders. It's easier for kids to understand 2 rather than we don't know how many, which I wouldn't be surprised if that's the excuse someone gave. You know why? Because we still have a Christopher Columbus Day. Some people be acting like that guy's their savior. Motherfucker didn't even make it to North America. This shit's the reason why I would want to homeschool. It's ran by the ignorant. It stays that way because of the indifferent, and it gives 2 fucks about the people that suffer because of it. I get that when we are trying to teach someone young, we need to make it something that they can comprehend. But is it so hard to say that the most common sexes we are aware of are cis and transgender male, cis and transgender female, and intersex, or something more accurate than that? Is that extra breath or 2 so exhausting that it is worth just dismissing entire groups of people, as well as continuing to substantiate a base of entire thoughts of hate that are incorrect? Is it worth allowing people to suffer over incorrect information? This country was born closed-minded and ignorant, and it is taking too damn long to try and correct those mistakes, try and correct that misinformation, because some people don't mind ignorance. Some people love their bubble of ignorance. A lot of people don't care either way. A lot of people don't feel affected either way. And the rest walk down the street and hope to God they don't die today. So like I said at the beginning, if you want to throw fucking Bible verses at me, if you want to scream hate at me, don't waste your energy because your ass will be blocked. But if you are intersex, transgender, non-binary, agender, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we are so slow. I'm sorry that we are so widely ignorant. I'm sorry that I don't know how else I can help, but I will try. Valedictions, friends.